Hi, I'm Andrea from Type 1. Can you hear that sound? If you've heard that before, I have bad news for you. What you just heard before the intro is what hearing loss sounds like. Is your nerves telling you that your hearing cells are dying. And whilst they're gone, they're never coming back. Of course, as biker, we all enjoy the sound of our machines. Those beastie beefy ramble sounds coming out of those single and twin cylinders machines. The head splitting jet-like sound coming out those crotch rockets with more than 2 cylinders that will make an F-18 jet taking off sound like a kitchen whisker in comparison. So it will be a shame to attenuate such belly-fizzing noises to protect our hearing, right? It's only a little ride, I'll be back in an hour, my little hearing flaps will be fine. Wrong. And let me tell you why, based on my personal experience. Before I moved into the event industry, I was a DJ. And DJs have the bad habit of liking loud music. Who would have known, right? During my career as a DJ, I've been blasting so much noise into my ears that if it could be converted into energy, it would provide power to the whole of London for a week. Seriously, I abused my eardrums. And the result is a constant annoying whistle in my ears. Because you see, hearing damage is not necessarily losing sensitivity in your perception. It could just result in a very annoying depression and anxiety-inducing buzzing and whistle. This is called tinnitus.
Tinnitus.
And no type is better than another one. Do you remember the high-pitched sound of old tube televisions? Trust me, you don't want that in your brain 24/7. And the funny fact is that you can't even put earplugs in to stop it because that sound is generated internally in your neural system. And there's no way to stop it, there's no cure for it. I would give almost anything to get rid of it, but I can't. Hearing damage is not only caused by how loud something is, but also by how long your ears are exposed to such noises. That's why, if you used to attend music festivals before the pandemic started, and this is a video of me and Patrick working at the festival, you probably noticed that the main act was a bit louder than the other performers. That's because the sound engineer in charge of the sound system need to monitor the sound pressure over time. So they save up some tolerance, so when the main act starts, they can push that sound system just a little bit louder and keep the audience protected over a shorter period of time. So here's the sciencey bit to explain sound exposure. The health and safety minions have worked out that we as humans have a maximum allowable daily noise dose, or the MADND, just kidding, which means we have a window of tolerance before we start to succumb to damage to our hearing when exposed to noises. As a motorcyclist, you're riding the noise equivalent of standing in the middle of a symphonic orchestra. Quite poetic really, or 100 decibel in boring terms. This is due to engine noise, wind turbulence, and vibration. A lot of this noise is surprisingly not as noticeable as you might have thought. Wind rumble in your helmet, for example, is really low frequency, much lower than your hearing can perceive. Meaning you won't hear that noise much, but it's there and it's hammering down your eardrums. The acceptable window of exposure on a motorbike at around 100 decibel is 15 minutes. 15 minutes. That's the time it takes to cook some spaghetti carbonara, if you're Italian, otherwise time might vary.
It's closer to a British carbonara. You know what I mean?
If my grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike.
After this 15 minutes window, damage will start to occur, and damage is irreversible. And you need to think that even if it's a little amount of damage, you're doing this day after day, ride after ride. You'll think you're fine, but you might start to hear a ring in your ears, or having to ask people to repeat themselves.
Did you fly by the one call?
Yeah, I come by the next train.
And that hearing that you had, it will be lost forever. And that sucks, really. Now, with hearing protection, you can make the window of tolerance last much longer. If, for example, you have a set of earplugs that provide 15 decibels protection, you're bringing down that symphony orchestra to a much more diminutive vacuum cleaner. Which means to reach your maximum noise dose, you can go on a mammoth ride of 8 hours. Much better numbers, eh? And you'll keep your hearing. Win-win. So, if you're a clever sausage and you put your hearing protection in, you'll still be able to hear the wind blowing through the grass, the breathing of ants, the remarks made in the room next to you, and so on. There's just a few types of earplugs knocking about on the market. We're saving you time by showing you the main types available and the one that you should buy. Foam earplugs. These are the bog standard, squash it in your ear and opt for the best type of earplug. Whilst this gives a somewhat decent level of protection, it is at the expense of audio clarity. Once these are in your ears, you are treated to a dull, skull-numbing din of a whale noise and ramble. Avoid this if you want to enjoy the sound of your bike as it should be heard. Universal attenuation filter. Here we have something a little better. These are mostly made of flexible plastic or silicone and have an attenuation filter. These are certainly an improvement over the foam plugs, giving you a more balanced sound whilst riding, which also helps with your perception on the road. We find the fit on some styles can be quite poor, and prolonged wear can be uncomfortable. They are budget friendly and you can pick up a set for less than a tenner. Do not mistake these for sleeping earplugs as they will make you fall asleep. Probably. Custom molded attenuation filter. Now we're talking. The name speaks for itself. This type of earplugs guarantees a complete seal in the ear, and the professional grade filters, some are interchangeable, reduce audio energy whilst maintaining perfect clarity. You can go to a specialist hearing center or a good high street audiologist who can take molds of your ear canals and place an attenuation filter in them. Now you can enjoy the full might and glory of your beloved steel pony while keeping those conch holes safe. If you can't afford custom molded protection, we've included links to the universal attenuation filters in the description below. So go check them out and give yourself a nice present for your health. If you decide to get a pair, you don't need to buy them with our links, but if you do, that's amazing and it doesn't cost you anything. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope that this has given you more understanding of noise exposure and how to save you from hearing loss. Please click that like, hit that subscribe button and the bell, stay up to date with our latest video, and remember, stay safe, rubber side down, and we'll see you in the next video.